cheating to save the family. Her husband had already left for work, the kids had scattered to school, and Cherie was just finishing the dishes when the doorbell rang. She had no idea who could be ringing this early, and since she was in her robe, she quickly checked to make sure nothing was visible and then went to open the door. She looked through the door peephole and saw a large black man. The man took a step back and rang the doorbell again. She was surprised to see that it was John Wheaton. John was her husband's boss, and she couldn't recall John ever coming to her house, much less at 10 in the morning. She opened the door. "Good morning, Cherie. May I come in?" She nervously replied, "Sam's not here. He's already left for work." "I'm not here to see Sam, Cherie. I'm here to see you. I need to talk to you." Cherie clutched her robe tighter. "With me? What could you possibly want to talk to me about?" "About Sam, Cherie. We need to talk about Sam, and I'd rather not do it here on your front porch." Cherie hesitated for a moment and then stepped aside to let the short, fat, balding black man into the house. Cherie led him into the living room, and once he was settled on the couch, said, "I'll just run upstairs and put something on. Would you like a cup of coffee while you wait?" "No, and you don't need to go change. It won't take long. I'll just say what I have to say, and if it doesn't go the way I hope, I'll leave." Cherie sat down in the padded chair across from the fat black man and waited. "What kind of woman are you, Cherie? A loving wife, a devoted mother, a woman willing to do whatever it takes to protect her family?" "What's this all about, John?" It was a simple enough question, Cherie. Are you the kind of woman who will do whatever is necessary to protect her family? Or are you the kind of woman who thinks only of herself? Cherie stared at him for a moment, then stood up. "I think you'd better leave, Mr. Wheaton." "I think you'd better sit down and listen to me, Cherie. If I leave now, your whole world will be hell before dark." Something in his tone made Cherie look at him, and then sit back down. "That's better. I suppose the best way to do this is to just lay it all out for you. Sam's been ripping off the company." Cherie stood up, anger reflected on her face. "That's a lie. Get out of my house. Get out of here now." "If I get up and leave now, Cherie, you can kiss your cozy life goodbye. I have all the proof I need that Sam stole from the company, and if I get up and leave now, the first thing I'll do when I get back to my office is call the police. You want to have to sell your house to bail Sam out, to find the money to pay for lawyers? If Sam goes to jail and doesn't get a paycheck, will you be able to feed and clothe your children? You better sit down and listen to me, Cherie." "I don't believe you." "Of course you don't believe me. Sam is your husband, and as far as you're concerned, he can do no wrong, but he did, and I have all the evidence I need to prove it and send him to prison for the next 10 years. If that's true, why are you here and not in your office and calling the police?" "Because I see this as an opportunity." "An opportunity? I don't understand." "It's really quite simple, Cherie. I've wanted to make love to you ever since Sam introduced us at the company picnic, and I see this as the only chance I have to get you." Cherie's face lost almost all of its color when it reached her what this fat, balding Negro was saying. Before she could speak, he continued, "We're back to my question about what kind of woman you are, whether or not you're willing to do whatever it takes to protect your family. Here's the deal. This offer will be a one-time offer and will help keep your family together. Sam will be laid off due to the economic downturn and given a glowing letter of recommendation. I'll sweep it all under the rug and no charges will be filed. Sam won't know he's been exposed and he'll think he got away with it. I just need a few hours of your time to make it happen. It's up to you, Cherie. Sam will go to prison, your comfortable life will be gone, and your children will grow up knowing that their father is a convicted felon and that he's in prison. Or not. It's your choice." Cherie just sat there, stunned not only by what John said Sam had done, but by what was being demanded of her. It was ridiculous to think that Sam had stolen from the company, but John had said he had proof. Good God, what if it was true? What would happen to her and the kids? "I need an answer, Cherie, and I need it now. I need to get back to the office so I can do whatever is necessary to keep what Sam did a secret. If the case gets to the end of the day and it's not buried, it will show up on the printouts when the day is over, and then there's nothing I can do." Cherie just sat there staring at him, and finally John said, "Okay, I guess you've made your choice," and stood up and headed for the door. He was almost to it when he heard it. "Wait." He turned and looked at Cherie. "What do I have to do?" Not that she had never done this before. She'd had several lovers before she met Sam, and she'd cheated on him a few times after they were married, but it had always been her choice. Now, however, things were different. This time, she was being forced to have sex with a fat, bald Negro who smelled like cigars. Still, she was going to get something strange, but it would be nice if it was someone more attractive. The thought of the camera kept her on her toes. John explained that it was for his protection. "I don't want to look up and see the police bursting into my office to arrest me for using it. This tape will prove that you are doing it voluntarily. It's my insurance in case you suddenly repent." He filmed her putting on her high-heeled shoes and nylons, then made her lie down on the bed. She did as he instructed, and was not surprised when, after a few minutes of working on her body, she felt her body begin to tingle. She saw him standing by the camera, taking out his dignity, and was disappointed. He dropped his pants to the floor, and she mouthed the words he had given her to say. "Come here, baby. Come on, baby, come here and have sex with me." She watched him walk toward her. Too bad. Since she was going to have to do it anyway, it would be nice if John had something exceptional. Oh well, better something than nothing. Sherry hated to admit it, but she had enjoyed the 2 hours she had spent in the marital bed with John. She was completely satisfied when he finally left her, but the most important thing was that her family was safe. She was dozing off when the phone woke her up. "Honey, I've got great news. See if you can find a babysitter for tonight because I want to go out and celebrate." "Celebrate what, Sam? What does that mean?" "Remember when we talked about me going into my own business? Well, I've made up my mind. John started feeding me garbage this morning when I got to work, and I finally had enough. I told him to fuck off and then quit. I left and called my 3 biggest clients, and they left John and came with me. I spent most of the day renting office space, making phone calls and setting up. Tonight I want to celebrate, so get a babysitter, okay?" "Yeah, sure, Sam. I'll see what I can do." Cherie hung up and stood staring at the wall as suddenly the phone rang again. "Hello? Hi, sweet cheater, did you miss me?" "You asshole, you lied to me." "Well, technically I didn't lie. Sam really did steal 3 of my accounts." "But you made me believe it was money he took, and you were going to call the police." "What can I say, sweet fool? I lied. I lied to you, I tricked you, and then I used you. Sam may have taken 3 of my accounts, but I took his wife, so I guess it all adds up. Besides, with your help, I can replace those bills quickly." "What do you mean?" "I mean that you're now my company's cheater. You will have sex with whoever I say, when I say, and wherever I say. I have a lot of potential clients who would love to make love to a hot girl like you, and I'm sure they'll be very grateful to me for setting them up with you. And then there are all my friends. Do you have any idea how much black men love white girls? I'll make sure you have so many black men that you'll never want to look at white men again, and then, of course, there's me. You'll have to take very good care of me." "You must be out of your mind. You're crazy if you think I'm going to do any of that." "Not crazy. Just a guy who has a tape that I'm sure you don't want anyone to see." Cherie stood with her phone pressed to her ear and staring at the wall as the meaning of what John had just said reached her. "Cherie? Cherie? Come on, you sweet fool, talk to me." "The end! Subscribe to my channel. Thank you."